So I'm thinking about starting a series where I attempt to show Christians exhibiting the fact that they don't truly believe in the God they profess to believe in. Now, they might believe they believe, but they don't truly believe. And I'm going to try to start laying out the case for that. What is going on, you beautiful, beautiful people? Welcome back to Knock TV. I'm your boy Knock, and today I want to start laying out my case for why I believe Christians don't truly believe in the God of Abraham. And I make this case simply by saying that if they truly believed in the God of Abraham, then they would act completely differently than they do. And, to start my case here, I'm going to start with a light one, a recent phenomenon. A phenomenon that I'm going to call Charlie Kirk idolatry, right? So let's get into it.
Are you seeing that? Are you seeing more and more churches being packed out, people buying Bibles? Talk to us about what you're seeing.
I would love to. I think we should call this the Charlie effect. What we're seeing right now is nothing short of a true revival. In this past week, thousands have shared on social media that for the first time they bought a Bible, or they prayed for the first time, or they visited or walked into church with their family and their young kids for the first time. So
the Charlie Kirk idolatry, right? This is a phenomenon that started shortly after, maybe immediately after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And this phenomenon, this idolatry, is all of these proclaiming Christian people that have for years upon years, maybe their entire lives, claimed to be Christian. For some reason, when Charlie Kirk was shot, they refound their fervent faith, and they start buying Bibles, they start going to church, they start posting on social media about their love of God again. And none of them realize the dangers they're placing their immortal souls, right? They are literally fucking around with their possibilities of achieving or getting into heaven. So let's talk about it. So I've been saying for years that most Christians don't really understand the God they believe in, right? And they should, because what I'm about to talk about here is something that's commonly known. It's something that you're going to hear in churches, but Christians don't really process the information or use it on a day-to-day basis. You see, the God Yahweh, the God of Abraham, the God of Christianity, is a jealous God. And he is a psychopathically jealous God. And it lays that out pretty plainly in their Bible. Now, probably my favorite passage that directly applies to this situation, applies to the Charlie Kirk idolatry, is Psalm 78:58. And it says, "For they provoked him to anger with their high places. They moved him to jealousy with their idols," right? So these people claiming or even being motivated by the death of Charlie Kirk to refine their passion for God, to refine their faith for God. Well, to God, who is a jealous God, you are treading a very, very thin line, and you're probably going to see me in hell. You see, your God is a very, very, very jealous God, and you shouldn't be going back to church or posting on your social media about your faith or buying a Bible for the first time in years because Charlie Kirk inspired you to do so. You should be doing it because you love God, and God is probably going to take some pretty serious offense to this idolatry. And it's not just that verse. I mean, this is riddled through the Bible, mainly through the Old Testament, but you're going to find it in the Old and New Testament. The God Yahweh is a very jealous God. You got to be about him, biatch, and no other. And I'm talking verses like Exodus 34:14, Exodus 25, Deuteronomy 4:24, 2 Corinthians 11:12, Deuteronomy 6:15, Deuteronomy 5:9, Isaiah 42:8, Nahum 1:2, Exodus 24-5, Joshua 24:19. Like, I can keep going and going and going. And not only is Caitlin Sinclair here reporting on this phenomena, this idolatry, she's a partaker herself.
And Gabriella, I was actually one of those people. I went to church for the first time in years this past Sunday because of Charlie. And I want to tell all your viewers, during my time at Turning Point, I shared with some of my family there how I was struggling with my faith. And I want to share the conversations I had. There was never any judgment.
So Charlie Kirk pushed her back to church to where she was able to go and conversate about all of the struggles she's been having with her faith all by herself this whole time. Well, you know, Miss St. Clair here, she has been a stand for the conservative movement. She stands and pretends to worship God, but you ain't been going to church this whole fucking time. It doesn't make any sense. If you look up her bio says fueled by faith and stake. But you ain't been going to church, how you fueled by faith? And you've been having all these doubts, how you fueled by faith? And if you're having doubts, maybe the people to talk to would be people removed from the situation, right? Like people that aren't going to be Christian. And I'm not saying talk to an atheist, but somebody that's not going to have a biased opinion and kind of walk you through your doubts. And if those doubts lead you back to God, good. If they don't, well, whatever. But in all honesty, you should not be having those doubts. And you should not be taking those doubts to other people. You should be taking those doubts to God. You should realize that your God is a jealous God. And if you really actually believed in this God, you would go out of your way to make sure you are appeasing his mad jealousy. Like you are not going to do anything to make him jealous because of you. Because seriously, like your eternal soul could be on the line. Like you could literally find yourself being forced to an eternity of listening to me.
These conversations were meant with encouragement. They wanted to uplift me. And those are the kind of people that Charlie hired. That's the kind of culture that Charlie built. That spirit that was trying to fuel everyone's faith. And I think that's what we're witnessing right now. It's inspiring a whole generation to reconnect with something real, something deeper and stronger, because this is so much more than politics.
Yeah.
And I can speak firsthand to that. I was one of those people.
And this is going to apply to so many different things. Trump's golden statue, his ballroom, all of these Christian nationalists, and pretty much almost every Christian in this country doesn't truly believe in the God they profess to believe in. And in this series, starting with this video, we're going to really start exploring that concept. And I challenge any Christian, like if you disagree with this, or if you want to prove to me that no, indeed you are faithful, no, indeed you do understand Yahweh, well then come on my live channel and let's talk about it. As always, I'm your boy Knock. This is Knock TV. If you enjoy the content, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified every time I put out a new video. It's a new channel. Help me grow it. You know, be a part of this thing that I'm trying to do here. And as always, I really appreciate you checking out the video.